Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is to refute blogging theology. It is a channel by an older English gentleman who became a Muslim. A brother from Singapore requested me to do so last week, but I did not have the time. So I went to his channel yesterday and I saw one of his videos, the Satanic Verses. In that video, he mentioned all big names in Islamic history, such as Ibn Ishaq, Ibn Hisham, Al-Tabari, Ibn Taymiyyah, to refute the fact that Muhammad received verses from Shaitan. Let me give you a little background about Satanic Verses. It was popularized by Salman Rushdie when he published this book in 1988. Some Muslim scholars believe Muhammad had received verses from Shaitan. However, some other scholars do not agree, based on Islamic teaching that prophets are infallible, cannot make mistakes. Let me read the disputed verses. It is from Surah Najm, Quran chapter 53, verse 19 to 21. So have you considered Alat and Al-Uzza, and Manat, the third, the other one? Is the male for you and for him the female? That is what is in Quran today. Verse 21 says, is the male for you and for him the female? But not according to Sirat Rasul by Ibn Ishaq. According to Ibn Ishaq, verse 21 originally says, these are the exalted Quranic, whose intercession is hoped for. So Surah 53, verse 19 to 21 originally says, so have you considered Alat and Uzza and Manat the third and the other one? These are the exalted Quranic, whose intercession is hoped for. Quranic is sometimes translated as high-ranking birds, or females, or cranes. Now the context has different meaning. The intercession people hope for is from Alat, Al-Uzza, and Manat. The pagans happy to hear this. And according to Hadith, Muhammad and the Muslims and the pagans, they prostrated together. Let me read you the Hadith. Narrated Ibn Abbas. The Prophet performed a prostration when he finished reciting Surah An-Najm. And all the Muslims and pagans and jinns and human beings prostrated along with him. Sahih al-Bukhari, Volume 6, Book 60, Hadith number 385. The earliest biography of Muhammad by Ibn Ishaq is actually lost, but his collections of traditions survive mainly in two sources, Ibn Hisham and Al-Tabari. The story appears in Al-Tabari, who includes Ibn Ishaq as the chain of transmission. Blogging theology says he agrees with Ibn Taymiyyah, but I have a little problem with that. Let me introduce you to those who were these historians, a little bit what he wrote, what they wrote, and what year they were born. This is important. Al-Waqidi was one of the earliest Muslim historians, reported the incident in detail. Al-Waqidi was born in year 747. Ibn Sa'd mentioned the story too. Let me read you a little bit of what he wrote. Then the apostle of Allah approached them, the Quraysh, and got close to them, and they also came near to him. One day, he was sitting in their assembly near the Kaaba, and he recited, by the star where it sets, till he reached, have you thought upon Al-Uzza and Manat, the third, the other? Satan made him repeat these two phrases. These idols are high, and their intercession is expected. The apostle of Allah repeated them, and he went on reciting the whole surah, and then fell in prostration. And the people also fell in prostration with him. Al-Walid ibn al-Mughirah was an old man and could not prostrate, took a handful of dust to his forehead and prostrated on it. Ibn Sa'd is a Muslim scholar who was born in year 874. And Al-Tabari wrote something similar too. I will wrote just little part. The messenger of God was eager for the welfare of his people and wished to effect a reconciliation with them in whatever ways he could. It is said that he wanted to find a way to do this, and what happened was as follows. And then it went on and about and then saying about the same thing. All the writings is about the same, basically. So Al-Tabari is a Muslim scholar, historian, and commentator who was born in year 839. Ibn Hisham wrote something similar to, right? He was born in, nobody knows when he was born. Maybe in mid 700s, because he died in year 833. So it is safe to say he was born in mid 700s, maybe 760, 770, who knows, but around there. And he wrote this almost the same. So basically, Satan cast upon his tongue. So, blogging theology has hard time to accept Muhammad received revelation from Satan. So, he's decided to agree with Ibn Taymiyyah. Sorry, I have to do this because it's a little hot in here, so I have to turn on the AC. And who was Ibn Taymiyyah? He was a Muslim scholar and a jurist. He was born in year 1263 and he died in year 1328. Blogging Theology decided to agree with an opinion from a scholar who was born 631 years after the death of Muhammad, rather than agreeing with the earliest writings. This is weird, especially for an English or a British who are known for their love of archaeology and antiques. Why can't Blogging Theology accept that Muhammad was deceived by the devil? Because by accepting that, he has to acknowledge that he misjudged Muhammad. He did not read well enough. He did not read enough about Islam before he accepted Islam. Don't get me wrong, he reads a lot, but he probably missed some of the key points. Muhammad was deceived by Satan according to many early Muslim scholars. And Hadith mentioned it too. Hadith by Al-Bukhari. Is Al-Bukhari mistaken by that too? Mistaken about that? Now, it is very hard for him, for Blogging Theology, to admit that he made mistake. That is why he had to use an opinion of the later Muslim scholar. In his video, he made it sound as if those early scholars made mistakes by saying Muhammad received revelation by Satan. If you cannot trust the earliest sources of Islam, then what can you trust? I mentioned this in one of my videos long time ago. But let me ask you one more question. Have you seen inside Kaaba? Inside Kaaba, there are 3 pillars inside Kaaba. Why are there 3 pillars inside Kaaba? To hold the roof? No. Kaaba is not a big building. It does not need supporting pillars to hold the roof. I truly believe those 3 pillars represent something. What do they represent? They represent Allat, Al-Uzza, and Manat. Yes, that's what I do believe. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. For those who are not afraid of the truth, may the Spirit of God be with you until the end of time. For those who are afraid of the truth, may the Spirit of God guide you before the time comes. And I thank you, my brother in Singapore. You are the push I needed. God bless you all. Have a nice life.